You wanted the best, you got them for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome tonight to the race of the championship. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we crown a new champion in the Extreme Motorsports 99.com track series. Tonight is the Advanced Simulation Products.com 145. That's the Advanced Simulation Products 145, Season 10, Chase Race 5 of 5, Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Track Series, brought to you by the Advanced Simulation Products.com, specializing in custom button boxes. I'm a commentator, Sean Zulu, and up here in the booth, as usual, is my partner in crime, David Everly. How do you tonight, Dave? Oh, looks like David's having some difficulty with his mic, but he's trying to get it fixed here as we speak. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Homestead Miami Speedway 145 laps. Let's take a quick recap from last week's race, the LTI printing at Michigan International Speedway. We did have Gary Whitson bring it home for his second win of the Chase Series. He is with the Whitson Motorsports team. Cody McFadden came out second, Nick Hunt third, Adam Eisenhower fourth, Curtis Vollmer fifth, David Elliott 6th, Bryce Whitson Jr. 7th, Randy Perdue 8th, Brandon Ketchum 9th, and Bobby Tinch did round up the top 10 in that race. Well, it looks like we have Dave back. Good hope there, Dave.
I do, Sean. It's a bittersweet night. We get to crown a champion, a new champion here on Extreme Motorsports Camping World Truck Series. But unfortunately, as most know, tonight will be Sean Zulu's final broadcast with myself as the director, and, well, we're going to bring you a heck of a race here as we're going to crown a new champion.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Tonight's race, buckle up your seats. Tonight's race will be the race of all races. New champion, a lot on the line for a lot of these drivers, and also we just got some word that there is a raffle going on out there, which means the top 20 in points will be entered in that raffle for a button box, and a button box by the Advanced Simulation Products.com. That's Advanced simulationproducts.com. That is a heck of a prize to take home. And here as we speak, we are now gridding up. And the post sitter is last week's winner, the Whitson Motorsports driver who was extremely dominant last week, Gary Whitson. We have Dakota Craig starting right beside him, second place. Bryce Whitson Jr. third. Cody McFadden fourth. Jay Pryor fifth. Nick Hunt sixth. We have Bobby Tinch seventh. Randy Perdue eighth. Brandon Ketchum ninth. And Greg Bradshaw rounding up the top 10. Tommy Haynes 11th. Tyler Holman 12th, Curtis Vollmer 13th, David Elliott 14th, Joshua Gillen 15th, Gary Woobot 16th, Tommy Emasi 17th, Jason Eisenhower 18th, Jeffrey Gillum 19th, and Scott Brooks rounding up all drivers who qualified tonight in the 20th place spot. In the rest of the field, we have Robert O'Neill, John Sterling, and Adam Eisenhower, giving us 23 drivers starting tonight's race. Well, now looking over to my left at my screen, we have the chat going on, gonna go to the top, so please type it up, say something, say hello, and let us know what's on your mind. Going all the way to the top as promised. And as usual, we have Brandon Ketchum first in the chat. Welcome back, Brandon Ketchum. It's a great to see you again tonight, man. It's amazing to see you. I hope you have an amazing race, buddy. Hashtag Team Gillen Motorsports. Indeed. Pat T, welcome back, Pat T. It's great to see you again. Always a pleasure. Hope you're doing well tonight. And Gillen Motorsports himself, that is Gillen Motorsports himself. Joshua Gillen, welcome back, buddy. It's good to see you again, man. Good to see you again. And also Nick Wall in the chat. Let's go Samson Motorsports. Welcome back to the Online Sim Racing Network there, Nick. Hope you're doing well tonight, man. Hope you're doing well. Well, as we roll here, being led by 13 Gary Whitson. This is the Advanced Simulation Products 145, Chase Race 5 of 5, the race of the crown, the race of the championship. Exiting turn 4, pace car dips off, and Gary still holding pace speed. The green flag is out, and off he goes, and gets a great start against the whole entire field. Advanced Simulation Products 145, Chase Race 5 of 5, brought to you by the AdvancedSimulationProducts.com, specializing in custom button boxes. Also check out Extreme Motorsports at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And in these opening stages, as these drivers roll and get some heat into these tires, I'm gonna just get a recap of all the drivers racing in this for the win, for the championship. On this list, we have Gary Whitson, Hunter McDaniel, Jay Pryor, Randy Perdue, Joshua Gillen, Bryce Whitson Jr., Curtis Vollmer, Scott Mitten, Greg Bradshaw, John Sterling, Tyler Holman, Gary Woobot, Bobby Tinch, including Tommy Emasi. I'm gonna repeat that backwards. Tommy Emasi, Bobby Tinch, Gary Woobot, Tyler Holman, John Sterling, Greg Bradshaw, Scott Mitten, Curtis Vollmer, Bryce Whitson Jr., Joshua Gillen, Randy Perdue, Jay Pryor, Hunter McDaniel, and Gary B. Whitson. But so far here in the race, we do have a new driver in second place, and that's 99 of Bryce Whitson. Third place, battle between 98 of Dakota Craig, gets overtaken by 64 of McFadden, and that bumps Dakota down to fourth place in only 3 laps. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Chase Race 5 of 5, which means this is the final race of the season in the track series. And last night, the Pro K&N series here with the Extreme Motorsports did end up wrapping up their season as well. With that said, it means signups are opening and are open. So in the case of the Pro K&N series, they're already open. And after this race, they will open as well in this series, the track series. So if you'd like to be a driver next season, check them out. Extreme extrememotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in extreme and start with the X. That's extrememotorsports99.com, and click on the series you'd like to join and go all the way down to the bottom of the page to be able to sign up. There will be a registration button, and click that, and you will be on the road to be an Extreme Motorsports driver for next season. In this case, season 11 for the Track Series and season number 4 for the Pro K&N Series. And ladies and gentlemen, last night we had a new champion of the Pro K&N Series, and he is one of our drivers here in the Track Series. It's the 8-0 of Jay Pryor. Jay Pryor being the 3rd ever champion of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N Series. And that means one thing, ladies and gentlemen. We've had 3 different drivers from the exact same team, the Maverick Motorsports team. 3 different winners of the championship in the Pro K&N Series. So Hunter McDaniel, Travis Pryor, and now Jay Pryor. Very impressive. Going back to the race, we have 99 of Bryce Whitson Jr. so far on the inside of 64 of Cody McFadden for the second place spot. Entering turn number 1, 99 of Whitson goes all the way down to the inside lane. He is burning up his stuff more than Cody McFadden. And off the exit of turn number 2, Selection engaged by McFadden and gets around Whitson Jr. successfully. And that does force Bryce Whitson to back it up, regenerate, and most likely do it again. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I did not have a chance to go over the current points before the race begun. We have Curtis Vollmer still leading in points, but we do have a change for 2nd and 3rd place. Last week, 2nd place driver in points was Greg Bradshaw. But now we have Gary Whitson. Gary Whitson moved up from the 3rd place spot to the 2nd place spot this week. So Whitson is this new 2nd place driver in points, only 8 points behind Curtis Vollmer. Cody McFadden 3rd place in points, only 13 points behind Gary Whitson. Greg Bradshaw 4th place in points, only 3 points behind Cody McFadden. Bryce Whitson Jr. 5th place in points, only 5 points behind Greg Bradshaw. And we have a tie for 6th place, and that's between Joshua Gillen and John Sterling. We have 7th place driver Scott Mitten in points, who is only 11 points behind the 2 tied drivers Sterling and Gillen. At the same time, we have Gary Woobot 8th place in points, only 4 points behind Scott Mitten. Tyler Holman is 9th place in points, only 5 points behind Gary Woobot, and a group of drivers tied again for the 9th place position, and that's Tyler Holman and Randy Perdue, and only 10 points ahead of 10th place driver Jay Pryor in points, Hunter McDaniel 11th, and Tommy Emasi in the 12th place position. And Hunter McDaniel, unfortunately, will not be able to finish the season with us on the track, unfortunately. But we look forward to hearing from him in the near future, in the upcoming seasons. And last week, too, we did miss the 05 of Tommy Emasi. But it looks like he is back tonight. So he is racing currently in the 21st place position. And so far here, with only 12 laps in, a lot of single file going on, ladies and gentlemen. These drivers trying to save those tires. Save. At this point, it might be about a 60% give and a 40% take. These drivers trying to save these tires, trying to set themselves up for the long run so they can be able to benefit themselves. Last week, ladies and gentlemen, we had a caution-free race. That's a caution-free race with about 5 green flag pit stops, and Gary Whitson proving to be the fastest driver in the long run in that race, and had an amazing pit strategy throughout, and ended up having some great success, which gave him his 2nd win of the Chase Series. That was a heck of an accomplishment. And for the back in the pack, 77 of Tyler Holman so far, charging on the rear end of 17 of Tommy Haynes for the 11th place position. At the exact same time, some side by side for 10th place between Brandon Ketchum and the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. But off the exit of turn number 4, Ketchum able to slingshot past Vollmer, and he is able to actually get the 9th place spot away from Vollmer. And speaking of Curtis Vollmer, seemed like Curtis did have some difficulty adapting to the track last week, Michigan. And here tonight, trying his best to have a better race than he did last week. He actually did an amazing job, despite he actually finished in the 5th place spot. But he did end up struggling in the long run. Ladies and gentlemen, a special treat. The 4-0 Joshua Gillen rocking an amazing paint scheme. Oh, the machine, the rear end says, farewell Sean and Dave. And thanks for all the memories. Thank you very much, Joshua Gillen. A heck of an amazing driver. We've had an amazing season, amazing seasons with the Extreme Motorsports 99. It's been fun. Thanks for having us.
You know, Sean, it's just, like I said, it's bittersweet going back and looking. Our first truck series that we did for ExtremeMotorsports99.com was all the way back on January 31st, 2017. Almost a year and a half ago, just for the truck series, when we, Rick Donovan and all the admins brought us on. And, I mean, we've seen these guys move up in the ranks. We've seen new drivers come, and it's just been a blast.
Oh man, could not have said it better myself. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen these drivers grow like David talked about. A lot of these drivers started off as rear pack runners and have moved up to either mid pack to front runners, or maybe all the way from rear runners to front runners this far. And also some most of these mid pack runners, actually all of these mid pack runners, have now been giving all these drivers a run for their money. Well, in this case, let's take a recap from the regular season of season number 10 with the track series. So we had 10 different races in the track series regular season, but 8 different winners. I repeat, 8 different winners in those 10 races. That lets you know exactly how far these drivers have come. The competition gets nothing but stiffer with every single season. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to miss out on getting the chance to be a part of this great community. That's ExtremeMotorsports99.com. They have so much to offer, and going to their website right now, they have 2 road series on Monday nights, and that's the Rick Motec Sports Car Series with the Ford Mustangs and also the Mazda MX-5 Miatas, and also they have the Rick Motec World Challenge Series with the that's going to be the 911 Porsche, the Ford Mustang, and also the Mazda Miata MX-5, and both are multi-car series. So you guys can join that. That's Monday nights. At the same time, on Monday nights, they have a Pro Can-N series. Tuesday nights, they have a track series. Wednesday nights, they have an Xfinity series. So you guys can join any of those series based on your preference and experience. When it comes to the oval side, they do end up placing you in different series based on your experience level. So once again, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And a new viewer in the chat, we have Sandra Gillen. Welcome to the online sim racing, Sandra Gillen. She is here for her son, Joshua Gillen. It's good to see you here, Sandra. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And speaking of Joshua Gillen is now applying some serious pressure to the 86 of Adam Eisenhower off the exit of turn number 4. The Sim Speed Shop machine Eisenhower does get a good run off the exit of 4 and generates with the draft help of 77 of Tyler Homan, an opposing teammate, an opposing team member. Joshua Gillen now trying to go to the outside line, changing up his race groove to try and save tires while creeping up on Eisenhower. And ladies and gentlemen, be sure to stick around at the end of the race if you have time for a special announcement from David Everly and myself as well, and also a few words from our admins here in the track series, namely Bryce Senesak, one of the worst aliens you've ever known, and by worst I mean this guy is unstoppable, he's untouchable. He's one of the previous champions of the Xfinity Series with the Extreme Motorsports 99, and also the 11 of Ken Ladd from last season. So we have two admins, Bryce Senesak and Ken Ladd. We are going to be hearing from them at the end of the race. So Ken Ladd will be talking about the future of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com track series for those of you that are interested. And also Bryce Senesak will be doing the raffle. Keep in mind, once again, a reminder, the raffle going on for the top 20 drivers in points for a free button box courtesy of the AdvancedSimulationProducts.com.
You know, Sean, I don't know. I'm kind of looking through some of our old races here. Kind of multitasking, watching this race. 2 years, man. We have been pretty much 2 years since we first met over on that original broadcasting. And also taking a look, our first outside of that particular league was Extreme Motorsports, and what a way to finish it with our final broadcast. Our first ever and final being Extreme Motorsports 99.com.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a fun ride, very amazing ride, getting to know these drivers, watching them grow season after season after season, and a lot of changes have come to the Extreme Motorsports 99.com to make it a better league, and without a doubt it has become a lot better. You know, they always head the right direction, and that has always been amazing to watch. And here as we speak, Dave, up front, Gary B. Whitson is now having a 6/10 of a second lead against his teammate Bryce Whitson Jr., who is slowly creeping up after proving to us that Gary Whitson has the fastest machine, one of the fastest machines in the long run. He's doing exactly just that here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway. And ladies and gentlemen, a 65% fuel limit here as usual, 83 Fahrenheit track temperature, 74 degrees Fahrenheit air temperature, and partly cloudy with winds from the south at 10 to 11 miles per hour. This is Homestead Miami Super Speedway.
I'll tell you what, take a look at that 80 of Jay Pryor. You know, as you said earlier, he is the reigning K&N, Pro K&N champion, but he is making a good running here in the trucks. He is currently sitting third. He's about 4/10 ahead of the 64 of Cody McFadden, as we're starting to see some green flag pit stops, because here comes Jay Pryor down on the pit road, and I do believe... let's see who else is coming down with him. It looks like Gary Whitson's coming. Bryce Whitson Jr. also coming down. Brandon Ketchum down on pit road as well. So we're starting to see our first round of green flag pit stops.
Yep, first round of green flag pit stops with 28 laps complete. It's only a matter of time before everybody starts doing the exact same thing. And yes, Dakota Craig, actually scratch that. Looks like he might have flashed there, but McFadden takes over the race lead this time around, but he's on the taxi road, going down pit road as we speak, and gives up that race lead. Nick Hunt as well right behind him. Bobby Tinch stays out, and is now the new race leader. Oh, the caution flies on lap 30. We're gonna see what happened.
Well, as I try to take a look here, see, it looks like 36 of Jason Eisenhower hit the wall, but I don't think that's enough to bring out a caution here. I'm not exactly sure what brought out the caution. Can you find it, Sean?
Actually, unfortunately, I was not either. Yeah, that was a weird. I believe Dakota Craig. Oh no, scratch that. My apologies. No, we could not find the cause of that caution. I'm gonna have to put that down as a debris caution.
Well, this is going to catch some drivers one lap down, that being Bryce Whitson Jr. And Jay Pryor, Brandon Ketchum, Tommy Haynes, and Tommy Amasi. But it looks like leaders are going down onto pit road here. So, looks like Jay Pryor, Bryce Whitson Jr., and Gary B. Whitson's going to be in a spot to be able to get around the pace car back on the lead lap here.
Yep, indeed. Yeah, this has definitely shaken things up. As you said, the 05 of Amasi going around the field as we speak. But everybody should be coming down pit road this time around, with the exception of those that just pitted. And Nick Hunt needs to pit in, including Joshua Gillen. Yeah, but everybody has already pitted in. And Travis Pryor in the chat, the Season 2 champion of the Pro K&N Series. Welcome back, Travis. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. And yep, the 4-0 of Joshua Gillen heading down pit road as we speak. And that should pass the race lead over to Bobby Tinch once everything cycles out. Hope looks like our new race leader is actually the 13 of Gary Whitson. Bobby Tinch now second, Randy Perdue third, Joshua Gillen fourth, Curtis Vollmer fifth, Tyler Holman sixth, Adam Eisenhower seventh, Greg Bradshaw eighth, Cody McFadden ninth, and John Sterling rounding up the top 10. And John Sterling, one of the greatest additions to the track series this season, season number 10 to the Extreme Motorsports 99. He's been a heck of a driver all season long. Unfortunately, had some a little bit of bad luck this chase series, and actually ended up suffering as a result of that. Specifically, the Pocono race, which did really give him a big negative hit in the points. But despite that, he's still been able to keep his head high and has shown up every single race determined to still get the job done. And also last week, ladies and gentlemen, at Michigan International for Chase Race 4 of 5, the LTI printing, we did have a special guest up in the booth, and it was our the first ever champion of the Pro K&N Series and the Season 9 champion of the Track Series with Extreme, and that was Hunter McDaniel. We got some amazing insight from an actual driver here in the Track Series, and seeing just pretty much talking about how these drivers have come a long way and what he's experienced on the racing surface. But here as we speak, Gary Whitson in the lead. We are now back one to green. Gary with the help of Randy Perdue. Outside lane being led by Bobby Tinch with the help of Curtis Vollmer. We are going green. So the battle for the championship, ladies and gentlemen, so far is between Curtis Vollmer and Gary B. Whitson for the championship. Once again, they were 8 points apart before tonight's race began. Oh man, the pace car dips off. The green flag is out, and Gary once again finds the gas pedal. Gets a great restart against Bobby Tinch and the rest of the field. Lap 34 of 145, 112 laps to go, and Bobby Tinch falls back in line and he defends off 48 of Curtis Vollmer for second place. And right behind the 5 of Randy Purdue on the inside of 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Entering turn 3, Randy drives it in hard and will end up suffering on the exit of that. But 86 of Adam with a slingshot off turn 4. Oh man, they almost exchanged paint, but no harm done. Side draft action taking place, and a slingshot that was engaged by Adam Eisenhower able to get around 5 of Purdue. Oh no, Purdue is getting overtaken now by Tyler Homan for the 6th place spot. Actually, scratch that, the 5th place position. Randy trying his best to just fall back in the regular race groove, which is inside lane on the turns and the outside lane on the exits. But so far trying his best to just hold off Tyler Homan. But Tyler Homan as well, not taking no for an answer. He is trying to take that spot. The 5th place spot here is in the hands of Randy Purdue. At this point on the leaderboard, Randy is holding the keys and the door to the top 5. And Tyler wants in. Tama S in the chat. Welcome back, Tama. It's good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. 88 of John Sterling just watching the battle between Randy Purdue and Tyler Homan from his shotgun seat. So far looks like John Sterling is one of the only drivers actually just trying to get the outside line working. He's actually avoiding the inside line. It seems like he's going middle lane to high lane, trying to save those tires. But because of that race groove, he's being approached by 74 of Greg Bradshaw, who's actually using the same race groove by drafting off of him. And the battle between Tyler Homan and Randy Purdue was won by Randy Purdue. Randy able to maintain the 5th place spot, but Homan going back against him. Slingshot engaged off turn 2 and drafting for dear life. And at this point, Randy knows any mistake he makes, Homan will benefit from that greatly. And at this point, the most difficult thing for Purdue is trying to avoid looking in the rear view. Up front, Gary Whitson here, the race for the lead between Gary Whitson and the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. So far looks like off the exit of turn 2 though, Whitson was able to get a good run off the turn, and Curtis Vollmer drives it in hard, entering turn number 3, goes all the way down low, and that will give him a good exit off number 4, but still not enough to make it work against Gary Whitson just yet. Uh-oh, looks like some draft is really working in the favor of Curtis Vollmer against Gary Whitson. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, getting to a driver is one thing, but getting around that driver is another thing, as Curtis goes to the inside of Whitson, but still not enough to make it stick. A slingshot engaged by Gary, and the gap does end up increasing. And some great advice by one of our experienced drivers, Travis Pryor. Stick it in the middle, keep the momentum up, slowly work your way to the wall on exit, and you have the fast car all night. Absolutely, man, great advice. Yep, we've noticed the higher up the track you are, the greater the slingshot, which means the greater the momentum that the turn spits you out with. And these drivers keep that in mind, but at the same time, the higher up you go on the racing surface, the more distance you're covering, which means you are going to be a little bit slower, but you do save your tires more.
Well, we do know that Curtis Vollmer has an 8-point lead over the 13 of Gary B. Whitson. We also know we still got 104 laps to go, so he is in a good position. I know Curtis Vollmer would love to come away with the win, but he's got to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that championship. Running where he is right now in 2nd place, he is in a good spot. Even if he doesn't win, I do believe even with bonus points, he would be able to still maintain that championship.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, it just makes it extra difficult. I'm actually glad you pointed that out again, because, it just highlights how it's going to be a difficult battle between the two drivers. So once Curtis gets to Gary, it's going to be extra difficult for him to get around him, due to Gary going to most likely be trying to defend that lead. And at the same time, though, the more they battle, the more Bobby Tinch will be on them. And as we speak, Bobby Tinch going against 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And the good thing about Bobby Tinch being this close to Curtis is that he is actually keeping Curtis with Whitson with the good pushes on these straight stretches, keeping the momentum up, the speed up. And that's benefiting Curtis quite well, quite greatly. At the same time here, Curtis is drafting off Gary, which means he is saving a lot more gas. Actually, saving gas compared to Gary, who's saving no gas whatsoever.
Well, these guys got to watch out, though. We saw Cody McFadden, Bryce Whitson Jr., and Jay Pryor all have to use the waiver round because of the placement of that caution. But these guys had to start at the back of the field. And here they are running 8th, 9th, and 10th. So they have worked their way around the field and making their way. They're all inside the top 10 right now. So these three drivers, they're on a mission right now.
Oh, indeed, yep, they've come a long way from the back of the pack, and as we speak, yep, 8th through 10th respectively, and now McFadden going against 88 of John Sterling. Sterling stays high, and lets McFadden by, exiting turn number 2, slingshot engaged by McFadden, and clears Sterling successfully. And ladies and gentlemen, we might have drivers going for the championship, in this case, two drivers, Gary Whitson and Curtis Vollmer. At the same time, we have two drivers going for third place in the points, and that's Cody McFadden and Greg Bradshaw. They are only 3 points apart. That's 3 points apart. And a status check on the Cody McFadden in 7th place, and Greg Bradshaw in the 12th place position. So they have a lot of machines in between them, but they'll most likely get together before the race ends. At the exact same time, we have a battle between, actually among three drivers, two tied drivers in points, Joshua Gillen and John Sterling, including 5th place driver Bryce Whitson Jr., because Bryce Whitson Jr. was only 5 points ahead of Joshua Gillen and John Sterling. Starting tonight's race saw battles throughout the whole entire track. These guys might not all be going for the championship, but they're still going for the best finishes they can get for the end of the race, or for the end of the race. I guess in this case, at the end of the race. But for the back in the pack, we do have the 74 of Greg Bradshaw being approached by 17 of Tommy Haynes. Tommy Haynes tries to charge. So far, the draft is working very well in his favor. Entering turn number 1, we have Bradshaw, who stays middle to high lane, and Haynes goes all the way to the inside and clears Bradshaw successfully, and that bumps Bradshaw down to 13th place, and Tommy up to 12th. And now the 12 of Brandon Ketchum sees an opportunity, and now is going using the same line of the 17 of Tommy Haynes against 74 of Greg Bradshaw. Bradshaw goes in way too hard, way too deep on the outside, way too wide. All speed momentum has been lost, and a lot of distance has been covered. And as a result of that, 91 of Robert O'Neill in the rear view. Robert O'Neill, a Bandit Motorsports driver, now going to the inside of Greg Bradshaw off the exit of turn number 4. Side by side they go for the 15th place spot. Oh, a very loose driver up front. Looks like he smacked the wall. That's 8-0 Jay Pryor. Jay Pryor way under speed and getting freight train at a fast rate. All speed momentum has been lost by Jay Pryor. Did he smack the wall? Yes, he actually smacked the wall. Looks like there was some contact between himself and the 88 of John Sterling. Yes, there was. It sent Jay Pryor sideways entering turn number 1. As a result of that, he made a little bit of contact with the outside wall. And unfortunately, lost all that speed and momentum, but as we speak, is trying to play catch-up. Do not worry, ladies and gentlemen, Jay Pryor is still in it to win it. Keep in mind, he is the third champion of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N series from last night. And he's got the motivation it needs to get the job done tonight to finish the track series nice and strong. And a little story about Jay Pryor. Jay Pryor was in the chat while we were broadcasting the Pro K&N series, David Everly and myself on the Dre Broadcasting Network, and was just cheering on Travis Pryor. But it seemed like Travis wasn't doing too well, and Jay Pryor decided to, to show Travis how it's done, and as a result of that, Jay Pryor ended up getting his own championship in the Pro K&N series. That was very impressive. It's still very shocking. So uncle went to teach nephew how to get it done and ended up finding his own success, and as we speak, Jay Pryor gets around 74 of Greg Bradshaw, and now in 14th. But going back up front, Bobby Tinch still in the third place spot and applying pressure. But just riding for now behind Curtis Vollmer. But the gap in between these two drivers versus Gary Whitson is now 6/10 of a second from about 3/10 last time they were together. And seems to be getting up there slowly but surely. And in this run, the drivers have about 27 laps. During the last cycle, we had drivers go down pit road with about 28 laps on their tanks, and that was Jay Pryor, Bryce Whitson, Cody McFadden, including Gary Whitson, and Curtis Vollmer, including Bobby Tinch. But looks like now they are 28 laps in and staying out. And here in the 5th and 6th place positions, we have Cody McFadden currently trying to go against the 5 of Randy Perdue. Actually, just scratched. Randy Perdue just dropped a lot of spots, and I do not see him on pit road. Yep, Randy Perdue just went from 5th place to 9th place in one lap, and is trying his best to actually get back to the 8th place spot, going against 88 of John Sterling as we speak. John is staying high, Randy to the inside off the exit of turn number 4. Looks like Perdue gets around Sterling, and Sterling tried to the crossover move, but was not enough to make it stick, and now they're both generating a good run against Tyler Holman. As expected, ladies and gentlemen, the two Tommies of our league are down pit road, Tommy Emasi and Tommy Haynes. Actually, looks like Tommy Haynes. Yep, Tommy Haynes on pit road. Actually, I believe Tommy Haynes just spun out on pit entry. Yes, Tommy Emasi actually had a bad entry to pit road, spun out, and had to correct it. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Unfortunately, actually made a little bit of contact, some light contact with the wall. But he should still be able to stay in it to win it. Robert O'Neill as well on pit road as we speak. So the first 3 drivers on pit road, the two Tommies and Robert. That's a good one, Travis. I agree with you, man. I'm gonna have to agree with you. And up front, Gary Whitson's lead gets nothing but greater from 6/10 of a second to now 1 second flat against Curtis Vollmer and Bobby Tinch. And for the back in the pack, we have Tyler Holman and actually a 3-way battle among Nick Hunt, Tyler Holman, and John Sterling. So far, 88 of John Sterling being the beneficiary so far of that battle. Oh, actually, I was not live, But going back live, Nick Hunt and 88 of John Sterling here side by side. Nick Hunt still sticking to the outside lane, saving those tires, and Nick Hunt going against him on the inside of turn number 2 exit. Slingshot though by the outside lane as Nick Hunt goes down low, slams on those brakes, goes down the taxi road, heading down pit road as we speak, right behind Bryce Whitson Jr. and Adam Eisenhower. Adam Eisenhower, Bryce Whitson Jr., Nick Hunt, and Jay Pryor, all 4 drivers on pit road as we speak, and they decided to go down pit road with 34 laps on their tanks. But up front, we have a new second place driver, and that's Bobby Tinch. Bobby was able to get around the 48 of Curtis Vollmer, and they're now being shown 1.4 seconds behind the race leader, Gary Whitson, who's now on pit road as we speak, and that gives us a new race leader, Bobby Tinch. Gary Whitson, Brandon Ketchum, Joshua Gillen, and Scott Brooks down pit road. .48 Curtis Vollmer, taxi road right behind 66 of Bobby Tinch. So Tinch giving up the race lead to go down pit road, but Purdue staying out and will become the new race leader on lap 64. Tyler Holman as well on pit road. So it only gives us 6 drivers, actually scratch that, 5 drivers who still needs to pit in, namely, actually that we just went down to 4 drivers, Randy Perdue, John Sterling, Greg Bradshaw, and Jeffrey Gillen. The only 4 drivers left to pit in, and one of those drivers just pitted in, and that was Jason Eisenhower, who was going to be our 5th, but now we have Randy Perdue as well, heading down pit road. John Sterling staying out, battling with the 13 of Gary B. Whitson, but Gary has the fresher stickers and gets around him, and that means Gary gets his lap back the hard way. John Sterling, new race leader on lap 65 with 81 laps to go, and Jeffrey Gillen right behind him, 5.7 seconds back, but John Sterling giving up the race lead as well, going down pit road as we speak. Greg Bradshaw down pit road. Jeffrey Gillen deciding to stay out and being the last driver, needing to pit in with now 36 laps since his last pit stop. With 66 laps in, he takes over the race lead. Great job to the simracingapps.com Chevy Silverado for leading some laps here tonight at Homestead, Miami. And scanning the field, ladies and gentlemen, we had 3 drivers tied for the fastest pit stop. That was Tommy Emasi, Tyler Holman, including Gary B. Whitson. These 3 drivers tied with 13.7 seconds spent on pit road. Actually, they got beat by one driver. Tommy Haynes spent 13.5 seconds in his pit stop and takes the fastest pit stop of the evening. And Jeffrey Gillen finally going down pit road as we speak. I actually noticed one thing about Jeffrey during this last lap he stayed out. He was actually clutching it in. So looks like he did not have enough gas to be able to complete one full lap, which means 36 laps is the maximum these drivers can go on a tank. So now here with 67 laps in, 79 laps to go, the second round of pit stops complete. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take our first commercial break of the evening. We'll be right back, so please stay tuned.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Advanced Simulation Products 145. That's the Advanced Simulation Products 145. Chase Race 5 of 5. The race of the championship, the race of the crown. Brought to you by the Advanced Simulation Products.com, specializing in custom button boxes. And this is the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. And for those viewers who just might have tuned in, first of all, welcome to the Online Sim Racing Network, and thanks for tuning in. And also, ladies and gentlemen, this week we end the season of all the Oval Series of the Extreme Motorsports, which means the Pro K&N Series ended last night. Tonight we end the Track Series, and tomorrow night we end the Extreme Motorsports Xfinity Series. And that means one thing: sign-ups are opening. Sign-ups are open. So if you'd like to be a part of the action, if you'd like to be a driver next season, check them out, extrememotorsports99.com, and click on the series you'd like to join, and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, and you will find a button for registration. That's a button for registration, and click that, and that will take you where you need to go. So once again, check them out, extrememotorsports99.com. And for all those interested, or basically for those who like to join and are interested in more information about what's to come in the future of the Extreme Motorsports, we'll have one of our admins talking about that at the end of the race. We'll have Ken Ladd up here talking about the future of the Extreme Motorsports, while Bryce Senesak will talk about the, is going to do the raffle, because we do have a raffle going on, which means the top 20 drivers in the points will be in a raffle to win a button box, courtesy of the Advanced Simulation Products. So stay tuned for that. So we'll have Bryce Senesak up here with Ken Ladd. I keep messing up two Bryces. Bryce Whitson Jr. here, the 99 in the Track Series, and one of our aliens, Bryce Senesak, from the Xfinity Series here in the Extreme. But going back to the race, we are still being led by Gary B. Whitson. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, as expected, Gary Whitson is able to deliver his fast driving in the long run. He's now 3.2 seconds, I repeat, 3.2 seconds ahead of second place driver Curtis Vollmer, and also 3.6 seconds behind Adam Eisenhower, who is now in the third place spot. And so it looks like Gary's just having a Sunday drive here so far. He's actually catching up to the back of the pack, and at this point his first victim is 61 of Jeffrey Gillen. Jeffrey Gillen was the last driver to pit in, and as a result of that, actually ended up staying out too long and lost a lot of time, and is now almost getting lapped if he gets overtaken by our leader, Gary Whitson. And some bad news, we have lost our first driver tonight, the 91 of Robert O'Neill. We look forward to hearing from Robert O'Neill here in the near future in the Extreme. Oh, look at that. We have John Marine in the chat. Welcome back, John Marine. It's been way too long, buddy. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Man, John, you come at the right time. This is Chase Race 5 of 5, the race of the crown. We'll have a new champion here tonight, crown a new champion. Hope it's going to be between Gary Whitson and Curtis Vollmer. They were only 8 points apart starting tonight's race. And for all those who just might have tuned in, I'll just go ahead and take a review of the drivers who are racing in this chase, who are part of this chase for the championship. Gary Whitson, Hunter McDaniel, Jay Pryor, Randy Perdue, Joshua Gillen, Bryce Whitson Jr., Curtis Vollmer, Scott Mitten, Greg Bradshaw, John Sterling, Tyler Homan, Gary Woobot, Bobby Tinch, including Tommy Emasi. I repeat that backwards. Tommy Emasi, Bobby Tinch, Gary Woobot, Tyler Homan, John Sterling, Greg Bradshaw, Scott Mitten, Curtis Vollmer, Bryce Whitson Jr., Joshua Gillen, Randy Perdue, Jay Pryor, Hunter McDaniel, and Gary B. Whitson. All 14 drivers have been part of the chase. But so far we're missing about 2 of those 14, and that's Hunter McDaniel, our season 9 champion, and also not Tommy Emasi, but Gary Woobot, one of our chase drivers. And with those green flag pit stops, ladies and gentlemen, just like Dave had pointed out in the past, they do separate the men from the boys. In this case, the field is more spread out than ever before. For example, let's go back to the 88 of John Sterling. John Sterling is currently in the 15th place spot, but before the green flag pit stops, he was in the top 10, and he's just trying his best to track his way up there. Actually, I've noticed tonight, John has been either struggling with the track in the long run, or maybe just taking it easy, and once we maybe get to the closing stages of the race, he just might end up finding 5th gear. But so far he has been just pretty much riding and losing a few spots here and there, and currently once again in the 15th place spot. And now his next victim is 74 of Greg Bradshaw for 14th. 84 laps complete, 84 laps complete with 61 laps to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are way past the halfway mark. Oh, the caution flies on lap 85. We're gonna see what happened. I'm not seeing anything again, Dave. You find anything?
No, I'm not finding any. This is totally weird.
Indeed, man. Well, that's going to be our second debris caution. Unfortunately, we could not find the causes of both the first and the second incident. But that did catch the 05 of Tommy Emasi, on pit road, and Jay Pryor as well was pitting in as that caution flew. But going back up front, Gary Whitson leading everybody down pit road as we speak, and they all will follow. And this caution came out about 5 to 8 laps before the third round of pit stops, and yep, pit road, very busy place. That's a good one, John. Everybody so far taking 4 tires and full tanks of gas, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody taking 2 tires. I haven't seen a single driver take 2 tires due to all these long green flag runs and the race off pit. Oh, contact off the exit of pit road. Curtis Vollmer did slow down way too much on the exit of pit road and got hit by 99 of Whitson Jr. Actually, wasn't too bad of an impact, but that does put a dent in the rear of Vollmer and a dent in the front of Whitson Jr. But both drivers should still be able to stay competitive. Despite that, no harm done. In this case, not too much harm done. But yep, Gary Whitson was able to win the race off pit road. Jay Pryor should be the new race leader. Actually scratched that. Looks like J Prime might have is going to the back of the line, I believe. Yeah, I do believe he might have pitted in when pit road was closed, because the caution came out just right before he was pitting in. He was on the taxi road as it flew. Ladies and gentlemen, this gives us time for a race interview. Let's focus on the 12 of Brandon Ketchum. Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining up in the booth is a Gillen Motorsports team, 12 of Brandon Ketchum. Gonna come up there, Brandon.
Yeah, I do, Sean.
How you doing tonight, man?
Actually doing pretty good. Track feels good, truck feels good, and I'm happy with where I'm running.
Absolutely, man. We've noticed we've seen you grow all season long, Brandon. In this beginning of the season, you decided it seemed like you just preferred to ride for a very long time in the back of the pack to mid pack, but now you're not afraid to show exactly what your truck is made of and what you're made of as a driver up front with everybody else. But how is the machine doing tonight here with the new setup?
I didn't quite catch that because Tyler was talking in my ear.
Oh, I was just asking how the machine is doing with the new setup here with iRacing.
Actually, I like it. It gets a little loose later on in the run, but that's how I like my trucks. So we'll see. Hopefully, I can top 10, top 5. So.
Oh, 10-4, man. Well, we are now back 1 to green. Very, very quick caution, unfortunately. We look forward to seeing you 10 spots higher on lap 145. Make us proud, man. Make us proud.
All right. Thanks, Sean.
That was Gillen Motorsports driver. That's Gillen Motorsports driver 12 of Brandon Ketchum, starting behind the 5 of Randy Perdue and beside 474 of Greg Bradshaw. We are now going green as we speak, still being led by Gary Whitson, who's led the most laps this far, just like last week at Michigan, and exiting turn 4 as we speak. Pace car dips off. He finds the pedal, catches everybody off guard. The green flag is out. Second place battle between Vollmer and 99 of Whitson Jr. as Whitson takes it away from Curtis Vollmer. And that bumps Curtis down to third place in turn number 1 on lap number 90. With 56 laps remaining in tonight's race. For the back in the pack, 66 of Bobby Teach trying to defend his spot against 86 of Eisenhower. Oh no, Eisenhower gets stuck into the wall before turn 3 and lost all speed and momentum and is trying to do it again. He finds a roadblock between Nick Hunt and Bobby Tinch, and so far lets off the gas and goes to the inside now of Bobby Tinch with the draft help of Nick Hunt. And off the exit of turn 2, he gets around Bobby Tinch successfully and now has his eyes on 00, Nick Hunt. And we had a chance of speaking with 00 of Nick Hunt last week. And Nick Hunt with his teammate Cody McFadden with the Performance Motorsports team had some great success, 2nd and 3rd place at Michigan last week. And Nick Hunt pointed out how he's had a rough season, but last week was one of his better races, finishing in the 3rd place spot. And tonight's trying to go to end his season nice and strong with a win. In the 8th place spot, side by side between the 5 of Purdue and 77 of Tyler Holman. I should admit these two have been going at it all race long tonight. And last time we checked on them a long time ago, that was before the first round of pit stops, we had Holman trying to make the inside line work while Purdue was on outside. But now they have switched lanes, and he entering turn 3. Tyler drives it in hard, but Purdue way harder. And off the exit of turn number 4, Slingshot engaged by the outside lane. Tyler Homan gets around Purdue, and that does keep Purdue in 9th and Homan 8th. .36 of Jason Eisenhower going at it against 61 of Jeffrey Gillen. Side by side they go, and Jason Eisenhower rocking his amazing sim speed shop machine, and Gillen in the sim racing apps machine. And off the exit of turn number 4, Slingshot once again has been preferred by Jason Eisenhower, and he clears Gillen successfully. And that's Gilliam and not Gillen. So I have been pronouncing his last name wrong incorrectly all season long. I apologize, Jeffrey. My apologies. Haven't spoken much of the 94 of Scott Brooks tonight, if any, but Scott Brooks, currently riding in the 17th place spot, has kept a low profile all race long tonight. But last week he was all over the drivers at Michigan. But tonight just taking it easy here in the first few laps with 50 laps remaining. But here before too long we'll most likely see him up front, dancing with the leaders. And some side-by-side up front. Bobby Tinch, 17 of Tommy Haynes for the 6th place spot. At the same time, some more contact up from the wrecking of turn 4 on the front stretch. That involved the 86 Adam Eisenhower, 48 of Curtis Vollmer, and 00 of Nick Hunt. Oh no, Curtis Vollmer. Let's back it up on replay and see what happened.
So we focus here on the 86 of Eisenhower. Look like the 48 of Vollmer up top. Some contact between Vollmer, Eisenhower, Nick Hunt. All three going in. Oh no, this is going to be championship implications here. Is Curtis Vollmer, our current points leader, is definitely involved in that. See if he's going to be able to get that damage fixed and get back out on the track.
Absolutely, man. It's not over until it's over. And very unfortunate, definitely, for the all three drivers. The 48 of Curtis Vollmer, the 86 Adam Eisenhower, and also the 00 of Nick Hunt. And in this case, the 48 of Curtis Vollmer having most of it to lose, unfortunately. But just like Dave, I talked about, it's not over until it's over. So he hopefully has enough time to get down pit road and get that damage fixed before the race is over. And actually looks like he was able to somehow reserve that motor. And by that I mean it did not blow up, but in the case of Adam Eisenhower, his motor has been blown. Same with the 00 of Nick Hunt, due to hard impact. Well, going back up front, our leader, Gary Whitson, leading everybody down pit road with 98 laps in and 48 laps to go. Is that Joe White in the chat? Joe White, ladies and gentlemen, that's Joe White in the chat. He is the owner of the Online Sim Racing Network. We had the honor of having him give us the opportunity to be on the Online Sim Racing Network, and by us I mean myself and David Everly, including Tana Sharp, who commentates or who covers the Xfinity series on Wednesday night. That is Joe White in the chat. So welcome, Joe White. It's been a while, man. It's been a while. And the race off pit road was won by Gary Whitson, who was able to maintain his lead off pit road. Congrats. Bryce Whitson second, Tommy Haynes third, Bobby Tinch fourth, Actually, scratch that. The top 3 is right. Gary Whitson is first. Bryce Whitson Jr. second. Tommy Haynes third. Tyler Hallman fourth. Bobby Tinch fifth. Cody McFadden 6th, Randy Perdue 7th, John Sterling 8th, Brandon Ketchum 9th, and Joshua Gillen in the 10th place position. And the 2 teammates have found each other. Bryce Whitson Jr. and Gary B. Whitson, 1st and 2nd place. And the 88 of John Sterling, a status check on him, he's come a long way. Last time we checked, he was in the 15th place position, but now he's all the way up to 8th place behind the 5 of Randy Perdue. At the same time, he's surrounded by Brandon Ketchum and Cody McFadden here on the upcoming restart in a few laps. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back 1 to green, and the 8-0 Jay Pryor gets the wave around. The pace car goes from 3 laps down to 2 laps down this time around. Great job to Jay Pryor. Had some bad luck there, but the race is still young. Like Pat T talked about, it's not over until it's over. So he still can get the job done, very determined, after having some serious motivation from last night in the Pro K&N Series. Once again, Jay Pryor, 3rd champion of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N Series with the Maverick Motorsports team. That's Maverick Motorsports team taking away all 3 consecutive championships. That's the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. That's Hunter McDaniel, Travis Pryor, and Jay Pryor. Same team, different drivers. As we speak, exiting turn number 4, going green this time around. Whitson with the help of Haynes, and Jr. with the help of Hallman. The pace car dips off, and they both find the gas pedal. The green flag is out, and off the green flag, off they go. The 2 Whitson drivers, and Tommy Haynes going at it against 77 of Tyler Hallman, side by side for 3rd place. But entering turn 1, Haynes has a preferred race groove, but a free launch program has been seen by McFadden against Hallman. Tyler Hallman here stays high, tries his best to just fall back in line to avoid losing more spots and time against McFadden and the rest of the field. Oh man, almost makes contact with the right rear of Cody McFadden, but no harm done. 43 laps remaining, ladies and gentlemen, 43 laps remaining, with still at least 1 more required pit stop. I have a feeling that later on in tonight's race, the fuel strategy will come into play. A great example of the fuel strategy being important was the race we had, Chase Race 3 at Pocono Raceway, ladies and gentlemen. Hunter McDaniel was able to win the race, to win that race without a running motor. Well, that was very impressive. He ended up pitting in only 3 times, while everybody else had to pit in 4 times. As a result of that, he ended up winning that race. It just goes to show how important fuel strategy is, or pit strategy is. Into the back in the pack, the 12 of Brandon Ketchum going against the 5 of Randy Perdue for the 8th place spot. Entering turn number 3, Perdue is going to stay high. The 12 of Ketchum stays low. And off the exit of turn number 4, Slingshot engaged by Perdue, but still side by side they go before turn number 1 on the front stretch. But off turn number 2, though, Ketchum able to get around Purdue, and that bumps Purdue down to 9th place, Ketchum up to the 8th place position. And here, going back up front, we are still being led by Gary B. Whitson, but his teammate, who is equally as fast, is now right behind him, Bryce Whitson Jr. So here, before too long, we'll be seeing these drivers. Oh, they're already working together as we speak, actually, so I shouldn't say they'll be working together, but they are already working together. And ladies and gentlemen, last week at Michigan, we had Gary lead the most laps in that race, and tonight he has led the most laps this far. And I do believe he has it locked at this point. And by locked, I mean he has the most laps led. Locked. Well, I said the two teammates are going to work together. We'll scratch that side by side. They go for the race lead, and that's between Whitson Jr. and Gary B. Whitson. And right behind them is 17 of Tommy Haynes, just ready to benefit from any of them's mistake. Oh, if Bryce Whitson does not make this work, if he doesn't do it right, he will lose a spot to 17 of Tommy Haynes. But right now, off turn number 4, he still goes against Gary Whitson, but a slingshot engaged by Gary, and that does help him clear Whitson Jr. And now here we have Bryce who tried to fall back in line, but a crossover engaged by Tommy Haynes, against the 99 of Whitson Jr. And off turn 2, they still stay side by side. Slingshot is in the favor of Bryce Whitson Jr. Entering turn 3, though, Tommy Haynes drives it in hard, trying to take it away from Whitson Jr. Oh, but another driver in the mix, 64 of Cody McFadden. Oh, 17 of Tommy Haynes ends up losing the battle against the 99 of Bryce Whitson, and now has 64 of Cody McFadden to worry about. That's one tricky thing and one complicated thing about making passes when you have such competitiveness going on in a series. If you go for a pass and you don't do it right, you will end up doing more harm than good, which means you will end up losing more spots than you ever thought you managed to gain spots, but instead you lose those spots. And as we speak now, 17 of Tommy Haynes bumped down to 4th place by McFadden. Well, some bad news, ladies and gentlemen. The 48 of Curtis Vollmer, our leader in points starting tonight's race, is still on pit road as we speak. Yeah, that machine is very beat up. The whole rear end is missing, and the front end is more beat up than ever before. Left front is damaged, right front is damaged. In this case, I could actually say the machine is very it's in bad shape. It's seen better days. So hopefully, though, he still has enough time to get the machine back on the racing surface to put down some more laps. Because keep in mind, once again, only 8 points separated the top 2 drivers in points, and that was Curtis Vollmer and Gary B. Whitson. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now have 33 laps to go. That's 33 laps to go. That means one thing. If drivers pit in any time from now, well, in this case, drivers can pit in any time from now and be able to make it the rest of the way. In this case, most of them, actually all of them, with the exception of Jay Pryor, have only 15 laps on their tanks this far, which means they'll most likely try and run their tanks dry. That way they can be able to keep the freshest tires possible to finish out the rest of the race. So 32 laps to go, with now 16 laps on this run. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, 31 laps to go and 115 laps in. We'll take our final commercial break of the evening. We'll be right back, so please stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, to the Advanced Simulation Products 145. That's Advanced Simulation Products 145. Chase Race 5 of 5. Season 10. Race of the Championship. Race of the Crown. Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. Brought to you by the Advanced Simulation Products.com, specializing in custom button boxes. Well, going back to the race here real quick, we have green flag pit stops taking place. And as we speak so far on pit road, we have Brandon Ketchum, we have Cody McFadden, Gary Whitson, Bryce Whitson Jr., Bobby Tinch, and Tyler Hallman all pitting in with 23 laps to go. Keep in mind, once again, drivers can make it from now if they pit in. And also Tommy Amasi down pit road. And some good news, 48 of Curtis Vollmer is back from the dead, back on the racing surface, and putting down more laps as we speak. And the new race leader is 5 of Randy Perdue. Randy Perdue staying out. Changed up his race groove, going all the way up high. Almost made a mistake there off the exit of turn number 4, but no harm done. And the previous leaders just now left pit road. Okay, we have our first two-tire hero. I repeat, our first two-tire hero, and that's 77 of Tyler Hallman, taking tires with about 22 laps to go when he pitted in. We're gonna see exactly how that plays out. Hopefully it works out for him, because his pit stop was only 9.3 seconds. Also, Bobby Tinch had a 10-second pit stop, so both might have had two tire pit stops. But more drivers going down as we speak. Scott Brooks and Joshua Gillen. And ladies and gentlemen, so far we only have 4 drivers who still needs to pit in, and that's the top 4 drivers, namely Randy Perdue, John Sterling. Well, scratch that, John Sterling just pitted in, so only 3 drivers left to pit in. Randy Perdue, Jeffrey Gilliam, and Jason Eisenhower, the only 3 drivers still needing to pit in. And we noticed from the last round of pit stops, that was the second round of pit stops, we had the 61 of Jeffrey Gilliam, who decided to stay out the longest and run his tank dry. Basically, the longer you stay out, the more time you lose. And we noticed that Jeffrey ended up losing a lot of time as a result. And some 3 wide here, we have Randy Perdue, Bryce Whitson Jr., and Bobby Tinch. But looks like there, Randy did end up backing out. He has the oldest tires compared to them. They are on fresher stickers, and they go 3 wide past 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And he off the exit of turn 2, though. Bobby Tinch able to fall back in line behind Bryce Whitson Jr., who's now on the move to the front. Jason Eisenhower on pit road as we speak, with now only 2 drivers needing to pit in, namely Randy Perdue. Actually, he's just now pitting in, Randy Perdue on pit road. So just 1 driver left, and that's Jeffrey Gilliam, our new race leader, who stayed out. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, for those who might not have been here when I mentioned it, how we have a special announcement at the end of the race, after all the interviews take place, and after we hear from Ken Ladd and Brian Senasak as well. So please stay tuned if you can. Please hang around at the end of the broadcast, and that's going to be much appreciated. Well, the last driver pitting in, Jeffrey Gilliam, for the final round of green flag pit stops. And that sums, or I should say, completes those pit stops. And scanning the field, with the exception of the 2 tire heroes, namely Tyler Hallman and also Bobby Tinch, the driver with the fastest pit stop seemed to have been the 13 of Gary B. Whitson with 13.8. Actually, scratch that, his teammates did beat him. Bryce Whitson Jr. spent 13.8 seconds on pit road, while Gary B. Whitson comes out second place right behind him at 13.9 seconds. So it looks like Gary Whitson did end up being a little bit slower off pit road this time. because last time his pit time was 13.7 seconds, but now went up to 13.9. Not much, but it does make just a little bit of a difference. So that's still very, very impressive on the part of Gary B. Whitson, who's now back in the race lead. Bryce Whitson Jr. now second, Tyler Holman third, Tommy Haynes fourth, and Cody McFadden in the 5th place position. 15 laps to go. And first of all, for all those who just might have been tuning in the last couple of minutes, welcome to the Online Sim Racing Network, and welcome back for those who might be existing viewers. Welcome back to the Online Sim Racing Network, ladies and gentlemen. The Oval Series are ending this week in the Extreme Motorsports. So Pro K&N Series ended last night, Track Series ends tonight, and the Xfinity Series ends tomorrow night. And that means signups are already open for the already ended series. In this case, Pro K&N and Track Series will open tonight, and Xfinity will open tomorrow night. So if you guys would like to be a part of the action, be a driver for next season, check them out. ExtremeMotorsports99.com. The seats are limited, so be sure to reserve your seat as soon as you possibly can. Everybody wants to be a part of the Extreme Motorsports 99 series, ladies and gentlemen. It's an amazing league, very friendly drivers. They help you learn, they help you grow, they help you propel. And that's a community you'd like to be a part of. And everybody does really enjoy their stay. And always recommend this to future upcoming drivers and viewers in the chat. But here, going back to the race, the field is very, very spread out, and Joshua Gillen here so far is being challenged, being approached by the 88 of John Sterling for 7th place. And last time we checked on John Sterling, he was still in the 8th place spot and still is in the 8th place position. But Joshua Gillen has come a very long way. He was at one point in the back of the pack, but now in 7th place, only two spots behind the top 5. And so far, the driver holding the keys and the door to the top 5 is the 77 of Tyler Holman. 11 laps to go. 11 laps to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be crowning a new champion tonight. I am very, very excited. It's been amazing watch Hunter McDaniel work all season long and the past seasons too. He's been very successful all season after season. And it's also amazing to see another driver get the championship and able to be crowned champion of Season 10, the Track Series. It's going to be between Curtis Vollmer and Gary B. Whitson. And with Curtis Vollmer's mishap there, it makes it extra interesting in the points between the two, Gary Whitson and Curtis Vollmer. But as we speak, Joshua Gillen is defending his spot against John Sterling. But John changes up his race groove and goes high and gets around him. 9 laps to go. 9 laps to go. It has been go time. It has been go time. Before it was about a 60% give and a 40% take. But now things have turned, ladies and gentlemen. It's now 0% give and 10% take. And going back up front to Bobby Tinch. Bobby Tinch is now still behind Tyler Holman. He has caught him. He does have him in his sight. And the draft so far is playing and working in the favor of Bobby Tinch against Tyler Holman for that 5th place position. And Bobby Tinch as well, it's been amazing watching him grow all season long, and also last season too. He was a rookie last season. But it's been amazing watching him be a front runner this season and also locking himself into the chase. Very, very successful season on his part. Hopefully we'll get a chance to speak with him at the end of the race. And up front here we have Gary Whitson with a 9/10 of a second lead against his teammate, Bryce Whitson Jr. John Marine, you are absolutely right. The next flag after the 5 lap to go mark ends the race. For the back of the pack, the 5 of Randy Purdue going against 61 of Jeffrey Gilliam. And as we speak, Jeffrey is in 9th place spot on the outside, but gets overtaken by Randy Purdue. And that does bump Gilliam down to 10th place and Purdue down, up to 9th. And that now gives us a new driver holding the keys and the door to the top 10. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are now 5 to go. The next flag ends the race. So far, Gary's lead is quite amazing, but his teammate is creeping up right behind him, still 0.9 seconds behind him, and the gap has stayed consistent, stayed the same the last 3 to 4 laps. So they might have they're pretty much the exact same pace at the moment, but Bryce Jr. is still trying his best to catch Gary B. Whitson. So we're going to see exactly how things play out with now 4 laps to go. And the status check on the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Curtis Vollmer still rolling as we speak in the 16th place spot. His machine pushing about 143 miles per hour maximum speed. Yeah, that is about 40 to 50 miles an hour, way off the pace, unfortunately. But he is still trucking. That's what that counts. That's what that matters. Well, 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go. And yet again, the gap between the top 2 drivers still stays the same, 0.9 seconds. So here, Gary Whitson just might have a Sunday drive, should have a Sunday drive to the finish. And if he wins tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to give him 3 wins in the Chase Series. That's amazing, 3 of 5 wins. So in that case, 5 races, 3 wins, and here further back in the pack we have Cody McFadden about 2.7 seconds behind Gary B. Whitson. He does have both of them in sight, but I don't believe he has enough time to catch up. This is the white flag off turn for the final time. Gary B. Whitson brings this thing home unchallenged at 168 miles per hour. He wins his 3rd race of the chase. Bryce Whitson Jr. 2nd, Cody McFadden 3rd, Tommy Haynes coming out 4th, and Tyler Holman in the 5th place spot. Ladies and gentlemen, top 3 interviews coming up, and also an interview with last night's, well, you should say the season number 3 champion of the Pro K&N Series, Jay Pryor. So please stay tuned. Also, don't forget to hang around for the special announcement at the end. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to save Gary Whitson for the end. We're going to start with the bottom. We'll start with last night's Pro K&N Series champion, the 8-0 of Jay Pryor with the Maverick Motorsports team. Good to come up there, Jay.
Yes, I do. How you doing, Sean?
Good, how are you, man?
Oh, not a real good night here. I haven't had a lot of luck in these trucks, but you know what? We finished.
Absolutely not the best luck in the Truck Series, Jay. But you had the best luck. I'm not gonna call it luck, man. You earned it. You know, you're a heck of a driver. You're the third ever champion of the Extreme Pro K&N Series. What's on your mind, man? How does that feel?
That feels good. I mean, it's I love the K&N cars, and the short track schedule we was on this season was a really good season. And Hunter McDaniel and Dakota Craig done an awesome job adminning on that league. And yeah, just I wish I could have had the same kind of runs here in these trucks. These guys are very competitive. It's a good division, and but you got to have luck go your way a little bit also.
Oh, absolutely, man. Very nicely said. And Jay, man, you know, you during season number 2, you were there in the chat just cheering on 1 and 2. You cheering on Travis Pryor. Ended up joining in season 2 with racing with Travis Pryor. And also in season 3, that's when you ended up getting that championship. What did you learn from season 2? Basically, what did you do differently that gave you the success?
Well, the biggest thing to learn in these is just not overdriving your equipment, and learning how to slow down to go fast sometimes. And you know, I still work on that, but that would probably be the biggest thing, is just showing the patience.
Absolutely, man. Well, it's been amazing watching you grow and race week after week, Jay, and also showing Travis Pryor exactly how it's done. You know, as much as he says he's better than you, you are. You know, you've really shown your driving ability, and that does not go unnoticed. We had a lot. We have Travis in the chat supporting you, and also Pat T, as usual, in the chat, making her extra proud. Well, Jay, it's been amazing. And what are your plans for the next upcoming seasons?
Well, there's a lot of things going on with Extreme Motorsports right now, and we'll kind of sit back and see how Rick Donovan handles this and how this lays out. But we're happy to be a part of this family here at Extreme. And Sean, I want to thank you and Dave. From day one, I've watched you guys on the broadcasting, and y'all was a lot of the reason that lured me into this. And also, I want to thank Pat T and Travis Pryor, also out in the chat. Pat T here every week. Thank you.
Well, Jay, Maverick Motorsports Season 1, Maverick Motorsports Season 2, Maverick Motorsports Season 3. Once again, buddy, your hard work does not go unnoticed. Keep up the great work. We look forward to hearing about you having your first championship in the Truck Series. That's going to be a heck of an accomplishment. Well, buddy, go celebrate. You earned it. I know the family's waiting. It's been fun, man. Have a good one.
All right, thank you, Sean. I also want to throw a shout out to Ken Ladd and Bryce Sinisak, that does an awesome job with this league and keeping the structure here. I just want to thank them.
And that was your Season 3 Pro K&N Series champion with Extreme, the 8-0 of Jay Pryor with Maverick Motorsports. But now next in line is our third place finisher from tonight, 64 of Cody McFadden. Got a cup there, Cody?
Yes, I do.
How you doing tonight, man?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Oh, doing good too, thank you. And Cody, starting tonight's race, you were third place in points. Only 3 points actually ahead of fourth place driver Greg Bradshaw. And last week you finished in second place at Michigan and third place this week, but still finishing ahead of Greg Bradshaw, which keeps you in that third place spot in the points. How's your experience tonight, man?
It was pretty good. I'm not really a big fan of this track, so I was happy to finish third. Didn't really have the speed to beat the 13 there again, but you know, I did everything I can, and I'll take third and probably a top 3 in points there. So that's great.
Indeed, and Cody, we noticed that during the, I believe that was the second round of pit stops when the caution caught you guys at a bad time, and you were forced to start from the back of the pack, but still found your way to the towards the front. How did you feel that affected your machine, the way you pushed it?
Yeah, it definitely affected me a little bit there on the longer runs, but it always seems to happen. A caution comes out when I'm pitting. It seems like it's happened probably 10 of the 15 races this year, it feels like, but I'm sure it's not really that many. But yeah, just hurt us on the long run a little bit there, but we were able to capitalize on, you know, the cautions when they fell and got back up there.
Indeed, man, and congrats on your success all season long. And give us a rundown of your success so far, your experience this season, Cody, because we've noticed you've had a lot of ups and downs. Some downs, but a lot more ups. How's it been, though?
It's been good. It was a good season. A lot of incidents I got involved in, or cautions coming out the wrong time, taking me out of some races, but I was able to sneak into the playoffs somehow and end up doing okay in the playoffs. So it's a successful season to me.
Oh, most definitely, man, and your success does not go unnoticed. Finishing third place in the points, that's very impressive. Man, it's been amazing watching you learn and grow season after season. You did start off in the Pro K&N series and moved on. You were both in the Pro K&N and Track series and have been dominant ever since. And once again, great success. And any final words before you go? Celebrate.
Thank you guys for this season. It was awesome, being able to have this broadcasted, and thanks for everybody tuning in to watch, and everybody at Extreme putting this on, and look forward to next season.
That was 64 of Cody McFadden, finishing third place tonight and third place in the points standings, representing the Performance Motorsports team. But next in line is the 99 of Bryce Whitson Jr. Gonna come up there, Bryce.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Oh, man, that was a heck of a race, wasn't it? That was a good time.
Man, yes, it was. And Bryce, you did start up front in the third place spot, but then somehow found your way towards the back of the pack. Unfortunately, the caution caught you at a very bad time, and you've worked your way back up towards the front. How's your experience, man?
Oh, that was a fun track, man. It was really fast. It was pretty technical, actually. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of technical going around there, and just holding the throttle at the right place. So we were driving with as much the wheel as we were the pedals this week. So it was definitely fun. A good race overall. I'm glad to see my teammate Gary Whitson get the points championship there. He put on one hell of a chase with 3 wins, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s. So I'm glad to see him win it in the end. And tomorrow night we'll go on to Xfinity and hopefully win something there too.
Oh, copy that, brother. That's the spirit right there. And Bryce, we mentioned how you went to the back at one point, but then found your way to the front and behind your teammate during one of the restarts. And actually, we noticed that you guys are just pretty much consistent all race long. By that, I mean, actually, at one point I was talking about how I was expecting you guys to work together. But you did prove that even though you are teammates, that does not mean you will give him the win without a fight. How was that experience, man? What was going on through your mind at the point when you're battling him?
Oh, my goal was just to make sure that we didn't touch each other. I was kind of battling to get into the top 3 in points there too. I just didn't want us to hit each other or touch each other because that would have ruined both of our nights. And, so that was really it. Once I got up front there and we could kind of cruise, the other idea was just to keep a buffer between him and Vollmer and, hope he could pull out the championship.
Oh, most definitely, man. And no, it's been amazing watching you grow, Bryce. We talk about this week after week, and now a lot more things coming your way. Basically, what are your plans for the future of Extreme?
Oh, we're just going to see what happens. Probably next year I'll run trucks at least, probably Xfinity again, and, just hang out and have fun. I mean, for me, that's what this is, trying to have fun, trying to go out and, just something to do on a Tuesday, Wednesday night.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, congrats on your success, and we look forward to hearing about you taking the crown away from your own teammate, Gary B. Whitson, next season here in the Track Series. Any thoughts for Ligo? Any final words?
Yeah, I just want to give a big thank you to BeTheMatch.org and the National Marrow Donor Program. With Be The Match allowed me to have a bone marrow transplant earlier this year. So that's what we're riding on right now. Everything's going really well. I'm excited for the future, and I'll encourage everybody to go out to join.bethematch.org and sign up to be a bone marrow donor. It's quick, it's painless, and you just might save somebody's life.
That's join.bethematch.org. Well, congrats on your success all season long there, Bryce, and ending your season extra impressive here in second place. We look forward to hearing from you once again in the near future. And once again, congrats. Have a good night.
Thank you.
That was Bryce Whitson Jr. with Whitson Motorsports. But next in line is your champion, Gary Whitson. Get a cup there, Gary.
Yeah, 10-4 got your boys.
How you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, doing pretty good now, thank you.
Gary, winning 3 of the 5 races in the chase and being the fastest driver in the long run. Man, tell us about that. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, tonight wasn't as stress-free as I was hoping. Was fortunate to qualify on the pole, and Curtis kind of got buried there on the start, and for that first run it was looking real good, and then we got that caution. I got lucky, stayed on the lead lap, but it really played into Curtis's hand. He gave him the track position, and it was kind of on from there. He and I were kind of battling. I was able to gap him a little bit on that long run, and then not real sure what happened with him there. You know, second to last run and got caught up in something, but super happy to have won it. Hate it for him. Hopefully we can battle it out next year again.
Oh, indeed. And Gary, you've had a successful season, man. In the regular season, you had 2 wins and then 3 wins in the Chase Series. I find it funny you have more wins in the Chase Series than you did in the regular season, but that just proves that you ended up stepping up your game when you realized that a lot was on the line, and now being the Season 10 champion of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. Gary, we have a lot of viewers out there and a lot of drivers here in the chat who like to watch you week after week, who'd like to know what your secret was at your success.
Yeah. No secret to the success. Just been doing this a long time and hadn't been racing a whole lot. And last year was kind of the first season back for Bryce and I both, and wasn't so great last year, and kind of took the first half of this year to really get kind of back into the groove. And kind of once I got that win earlier this year, it was on.
Oh, indeed. And Gary, we had just had some word that your own teammate, Bryce Whitson Jr., will be going against you for the throne during next season right here in the Truck Series. What's your response to that? Are you going to be here to defend it?
Yeah, Bryce and I love the trucks. I think all 4 of the Whitson Motorsports guys will be here next year as long as we're allowed back and they'll have us. It's been a great series. It's been a lot of fun to race with these guys. I think the last 2/3 of this season, everybody's really stepped up their game and get some nice long runs and some good strategy. And looking forward to not only racing Bryce, but all the other guys that have been running in the top 5 or 10 with us all year, and see if we can't battle it out for another one.
Absolutely, man. Well, congrats on your success all season long and being the Season 10 champion of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series, having 3 wins in the chase and 2 wins in the regular race season. That does not go unnoticed. I'm very sure you're really wanting to go and celebrate. So any thoughts before you go? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to go celebrate probably by hitting the sack so I can get up and work tomorrow, but feels good to win one. Haven't won a championship in quite a few years since we were racing with Jim Foose and ASRS. So I got mine tonight, and hopefully we can get Bryce's tomorrow night, and we can sweep these things this year.
Absolutely. Well, congrats once again, Gary. It's been amazing watching you grow season after season. Oh, this season here and last season too, battling everybody who came your way. And we look forward to hearing about your continued success in the upcoming future. We're here with the Extreme. Go celebrate, buddy. You earned it. Go celebrate.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
And that was Gary B. Whitson Motorsports driver with his teammate Bryce Whitson Jr. Well, that wraps up interviews. Gary Whitson, first and second place. Gary Whitson and Bryce Whitson Jr. with Whitson Motorsports team. And Cody McFadden, third place tonight with the Performance Motorsports team. And also the 8-0 of Jay Pryor, third champion of the Extreme Motorsports Pro K&N Series with the Maverick Motorsports team. Those were the 4 interviews. But like we promised early on, ladies and gentlemen, there is a raffle going on, top 20 in points. We'll be in this raffle for a chance to win a button box courtesy of the AdvancedSimulationProducts.com. So we have 2 of our admins coming up here. You do know one of them, Ken Ladd, actually both of them, Ken Ladd and Bryce Senesac. So we have Ken Ladd and Bryce Senesac. You gonna help there, Bryce?
Yep.
How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. We had a pretty interesting race. We got crown of champion, so I'm excited to call it a winner here for this button box that everybody's been racing for out here.
Absolutely, man. And also Ken Ladd up here in the booth with us. How you doing tonight, Ken?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Excited, amazed at these guys. I mean, we've had one great season. Can't complain. I mean, how are you guys doing up here? Nobody ever asked you guys this.
Actually, we're doing very well too, thank you. And like Dave talked about early on, man, it's a bittersweet moment, but hey, it's been a fun season. We crowned a new champion, Gary B. Whitten, who plans on returning next season to defend his throne. But everybody in the chat here, very, very anxious and ready to hear about all the changes, what Extreme has to offer in the upcoming future. But it's your choice here, Ken, if you'd like to start with the raffle or the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we'll touch base on what's upcoming here, and then we'll pass it off to Bryce for the raffle. So next season, we're looking at some major changes with the Extreme League itself. We got some really exciting things coming around. For next season, I mean, we're expecting a good solid season like this. Hopefully there's another great battle for the chase out there. Another great battles all through the whole season. We're currently working on the schedule for the tracks. We've got a good, interesting setup coming. Changing some tracks out that didn't quite work so well, but were fun to watch nonetheless. So hopefully we can bring some more entertainment with a couple different tracks on the schedule. If anybody is out there and looking to join us and wants to know when can you get in and hopefully join our recruitment races, we will actually start hosting recruitment races next week. It's not going to be a whole lot just due to the holiday, July 4th here in the States. So it's going to be maybe one or two races next week. But after that, we'll get back onto the normal recruitment, and the registration will be opening back up. So that second week in July is when, if anybody's out there not already part of the series, would be interested in joining us, that's when that'll open back up. Also, one of the big things that we're introducing into the system here is actually our own rating system that'll help drivers themselves, help the admins. It'll help the community and the league actually grow itself, and hopefully provide a better racing in general, because it'll allow us to actually sit down and say, he's doing really good. Well, I mean, all the drivers do really good, but it's one of those things just to help us create a better environment for all the drivers. That's about all we can touch on right now. I'm going to pass it over to Bryce and see who this major winner is tonight.
Well, yeah, I just want to say real quick to, I guess, add drama and suspense to this. I do want to go on out there and say congrats again to Gary Whitten for getting the win and the championship tonight, and also give a shout out to Curtis Fulmer and Cody McFadden for being on the podium throughout the season, getting second and third, and also to let you guys out there watching, if I don't know if you're told about this, but drivers were notified during the beginning of the season that if they finished top 20 in points, then they got put into a raffle to win a button box. So that's what these guys have been racing all season to try and get, and we're going to see who this is right now. And spin this wheel right now.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, here we go! Somebody walking away with a button box courtesy of the Advanced Simulation Products.com.
Now it looks like the winner's going to be Scott Mitten.
5-0, Scott Mitten, one of our own, and also a chase contender. 5-0, Scott Mitten wins a button box courtesy of the Advanced Simulation Products.com. Congratulations, Scott. Hopefully you're listening in the chat. Hopefully you are there. Congrats. That's very impressive. And thank you very much, Bryce and Ken.
Hey, thank you guys. Oops, sorry. Go ahead, Bryce.
I'm just pretty much going to be saying the same thing here. Just, thanks for all you guys have been doing throughout these past couple of seasons, and been really thankful to having a great broadcast by you guys.
Oh, thank you very much for the kind words, both to you, Ken Ladd and Bryce Senesac. We talk about you guys a lot. And Bryce, I referred to you as one of the worst aliens to the extreme. And I refer to you as that in a good way, because, man, you were unbeatable. You know exactly how to abuse a machine. And that does not go unnoticed as one of the previous champions of the Xfinity Series here with the Extreme. And we look forward to hearing from you guys' success in the future here with Extreme.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just trying out there to do the best I can, keep it consistent. Look forward to possibly getting a few more championships along their way.
Absolutely. Well, this is Ken Ladd and Brian Senesak, your admins for the Extreme Motorsports Track Series this season for season number 10. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a heck of a season here with the Extreme Motorsports 99. Tonight we had a new champion, Gary B. Whitson. Brian Whitson finished second in the race. Cody McFadden third. Tommy Haynes fourth. Tyler Holman fifth. Also had a chance to speak with the Season 3 champion of the Pro K&N Series, Jay Pryor, with the Mavic Motorsports team, and also going over the top 5 drivers in the points here in the track series. So Gary Whitson won the championship. Curtis Vollmer finished second place, only 13 points behind him. Cody McFadden third. Bryce Whitson Jr. moved up to fourth place. And Joshua Gillen did round up the top 5. Josh Gillen coming out of nowhere. Well, he was tied with John Sterling starting tonight's race, but moved up one spot to round up the top 5 at the end of the season. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm now going to hand it over to David Everly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to start off by saying thank you all for tuning in, checking out ExtremeMotorsports99.com, OSR Network. Definitely thank you for checking it out. For some reason, my mic's being a little goofy here, so it might be a little dim, but I have it turned all the way up. Okay. First, like I said, I want to say thank you to ExtremeMotorsports99.com for letting us come on for the last couple of seasons. But as most of you know, tonight, Sean's final broadcast with me. And after tomorrow night will be my final sign-off as far as broadcasting. Now, it has been a heck of a 2-year run that I've had here with Sean Zulu, starting off back in All Pro Broadcasting in June of 2016. If I remember, Sean, we were 2 newbies, made a lot of mistakes, took a little time to get used to each other, but we did. Stuck it out for 2 years. Now, I also want to take this time and thank some other people here. Definitely start off with Sean. 2 years, man. It's been a blast. Stuck with me through All Pro and all my goofs ups, all my sound issues, all my blank screens, no music, hit the wrong button, showing the wrong vehicle, and a bunch of other mishaps that we had along the way. But you stuck with me. Even after I started Dre Broadcasting Network, and it's kind of bittersweet. Other than through All Pro, Extreme was our first outside league that we did with the Rickmotech Sports Car Series, and we're gonna end our night together here with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com. So that's bittersweet, but definitely, Sean, I want to thank you first for 2 years and. I can't even say how many broadcasts we have done, but it's been a hell of a ride. Second, I want to thank Joe White. Dude, you've always been there for me when I've had issues to help me fix them. Try new things, and get my stream looking as good as it did. So I'm definitely very appreciative to Joe White and all the hours he's helped me get all my stuff fixed up. I don't know how many people know about all the stuff that goes into broadcasting as far as the streaming, but man, it's a lot, and Joe White was a big help. Now, I also want to thank Rick Donathan and ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Now, Rick and Kevin Ford first signed me and Sean on to ExtremeMotorsports99.com back in September of 2016. When they brought us on in All Pro Broadcasting to do the Rickmotech Sports Car Series. It's the only road series I've really ever done, and it was a blast. And then Rick brought us back on as Dre Broadcasting in January of 2017, and we ended up doing the truck and the Xfinity, and we've been here, Technically since September of 2016, so almost 2 years solid, we've been doing broadcasts for Rick Donathan and all these guys at Extreme. So me and Sean, we've seen these guys grow. It's been amazing. A lot of great friends we've made. A lot of fun times hanging out on TeamSpeak. So I definitely want to thank all you guys. Next person I'd like to thank is Jerome Bartholomew, Precision Racing League. We started, I think it was season 4 with the Precision Racing League. He was the first league to keep us after we left All Pro and started Dre Broadcasting Network. So he was the first league that we did on Dre Broadcasting Network. They stayed with us all the way up until this season that just stopped here recently. So Jerome, all the guys over at Precision, James O'Brien, Paul D. Johnson, Brandon Massey, Chris Perez, all of them guys. I've had fun hanging out with you guys. It's been great. And it's just been awesome. And then finally, I want to thank all the fans out there. Pat T, John Marine, just everybody week in, week out, tuning into the broadcast, checking us out, making fun of me eating Pop-Tarts when I was doing broadcasting with Joe White. Yeah, that's for you, Pat. That's for you. It's just been a blast to watch all the people in there chatting, saying that they love the stream, the quality. Everything me and Sean have done is for the leagues, but it's mostly for the viewers at home because you got to have a quality product or you're not going to watch it. It's just, it's going to be bittersweet tomorrow night when I sign off for the final time because I didn't think I was going to get this emotional, but, you know, I think it's awesome that we technically started with outside leagues with Extreme, and we're going to end with Extreme. Almost 2 years, just a few months off of 2 years straight. I'm going to miss all the amazing leagues we've done. We've done the Cyber Racing Association with Dwayne Cooper. We've had the Roaring Thunder Racing League. Love them guys. We did them guys. That was a new adventure for us as well. But me and Sean, we love doing that. Brought Tanner on. We've done some dirt races. But it's been amazing. So I just want to sign off and say thank you guys for tuning in, week out. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have been with Extreme as long as we had because the fans wouldn't have liked us. Rick wouldn't have kept us around. So thank you guys, and thank you, Sean. 2 years, man, it's been a hoot.
Absolutely, man. I also want to thank you personally, Dave. Man, yeah, I just can't wrap my head around 2 years, maybe even a little bit over 2 years, just how we started off. You know, like you said, we were both new in broadcasting. We had a lot to learn. We had a lot of problems here and there, but we still stuck together. At the same time, the viewers out there stuck with us as well, kept us going, gave us a reason to fire up our computers every broadcast, just so we can bring them some live action to watch either their favorite drivers, their family members, their sons, their daughters, etc. So, ladies and gentlemen, as well, we would like to thank you very much. Like Dave had pointed out, without you guys, we would not have had the great success that we did when we talked about Dre Broadcasting Network. We were able to hit 500 subscribers, I repeat, 500 subscribers in less than 1 year. That's a lot of subscribers in such a short amount of time, and that was all because of every single one of you out there in the chat. Well, David, Evelyn, and myself might be going away from broadcasting, but the Online Sim Racing Network is still staying on. So please stay subscribed and stay tuned in for tomorrow night as well, the final race of the Xfinity Series, and also the broadcast on the Online Sim Racing Network with Joe White himself. And just like David talked about, I would like to also thank Joe White for giving us a chance up here to be on the Online Sim Racing Network. To also give you guys live views, so it can be easy to transition when Online Sim Racing Network with Joe White continues the series for next upcoming seasons with the new drivers. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in with us, and also tuning in every single race. and also sticking with us through our ups and downs. Like Dave talked about mic issues, screen issues, sound issues, and every single issue known to mankind. And back to Dave.
Also, guys, I may be going away from the iRacing scene. I'm actually getting completely out of iRacing and iRacing broadcasting. But I tell you what, guys, I'm not going away from broadcasting. You guys can always check me out at www.twitch.tv/DreGaming2018. I'm just kind of moving on to a new phase, something new to try. So you can check me out on Twitch. I'm on there. I'll be streaming different games, just having a good old time, just goofing off. So, you guys want to come check me out, once again, that's twitch.tv/DreGaming2018. You can go over there, check me out. I'm live almost every night. So, I may be gone from the iRacing thing, but I'll still be around somewhat. But thank you guys. You guys have been a blast. I'll never forget a lot of you. Pat T, John Marine, Rick Donovan, Jerome Bartholomew, all the guys that we've met through Extreme, and all the other racing leagues that I'm still friends with that we have put on over the last 2 years. Just once again, thank you, everybody. Thanks for the support, the kind words. It's been a blast. We may be gone, but you guys will never be forgotten.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Want to congratulate every single driver, every single series. Want to congratulate every single viewer. I want to thank every single one of you for giving us as much success as we've had broadcasting for nearly 2 years, or maybe even over 2 years when we look at exactly and over 1,000 races, thousands and thousands, I should say hundreds to thousands of races. So thank you very much for being a part of the journey with us. Pat T, John Marine, we always have Ken Ladd in the chat. We sometimes have Rick Donovan in the chat. We have everybody in the chat. Brandon in the chat. Brandon Ketchum himself, 40, Joshua Gillen, and every single one of you out there for keeping us going every single week. This might not be a goodbye. Don't take this as a goodbye. We most likely will cross paths again. And I also want to congratulate once again the Extreme Motorsports champion tonight in the Truck Series, Gary B. Whitson, Bryce Whitson Jr. 2nd, Cody McFadden 3rd, Tommy Haynes 4th, and Tyler Holman 5th. And also our 3rd champion in the Pro K&N Series, Jay Pryor. And also the top 5 drivers finishing the points. Gary B. Whitson, Curtis Vollmer, Cody McFadden, Bryce Whitson Jr., and Joshua Gillen, 1st through 5th. Not to forget the 5-0 Scott Mitten, one of the aliens here in the series in the Extreme Motorsports. 5-0 Scott Mitten winning himself a button box, courtesy of the AdvancedSimulationProducts.com, specializing in custom button boxes. Before we close off, just a quick reminder, just like we had Ken Ladd talk about up here in the booth, he pointed out how a lot of changes coming here to the Extreme Motorsports League. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, all these changes are for the better, to make the experience way better for the viewers and for the drivers themselves. And it gets nothing but better with every single season. They always learn from their mistakes, they learn from their errors, and make changes accordingly. And this is the best league, one of the best leagues, if not the best league out there. So please check them out. ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Next week signups do open up. I mean, they'll also have a lot of recruitment races next week, actually 1 or 2, just like Ken Ladd talked about after July 4th, though, the week after that. Then they'll have more recruitment races, so you guys can join those to show exactly what you're made of, to be a part of the action. I am Sean Zulu, and David Everly behind the cameras, but keep in mind, tomorrow night, David Everly and Tana Sharp wrap up the Xfinity Series with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com, so please be there. This is my final sign-off. I am Sean Zulu, and David Everly, always my wingman, always my right-hand man. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.